Okay, fantastic. Adam, great to have you here. Tell us and introduce yourself to everybody. Obviously, those that weren't at demo night in London last week don't know how awesome you are. So, who are you? What's the story of Flowla, and what was your experience of being at demo night?
Hey, Stu. Thank you for having me here. Yeah, Adam here, co-founder and CEO of Flowla. We are building a tool for sales and customer success teams, and we help them with their complex processes. Demo night was great. Like it was last week. Time passes.
Only a week ago, man. Only a week ago. And of course, you were the people's choice, right? Of all those, I mean, it's five of probably the best demos that we've had in the entire year. Like everybody was like a really good level, and you got voted the people's choice by the London audience. So, what was the actual experience like? How did you manage to achieve this?
That makes me very happy. And to be honest, I thought the same way. Like I haven't been to any other demo nights, but what I saw was amazing. Not just because the pitches were good, mostly because the companies were very interesting. Like usually when I like we are building a SaaS product, right? And when I am doing my day to day, I meet a lot of SaaS founders, I meet some AI founders, but the level of like the intellectual level in demo night was amazing. Like I found myself trying to ask questions as part of the audience to the other pitches, um, which is a very good sign of them being so interesting. I met four other amazing founders, and we're still keeping touch. So I think that's a great story there.
You had this amazing moment where Josh, who was just before you, he said to me, "Those guys were so good. Like the first two guys were so good. I really gonna have to up my game for my presentation." I was like, "Wow, Josh, you're like really good. What's going on here?" And then of course you had to follow Josh, so you stepped up again. It was amazing.
And I enjoyed the fact that it was actually a demo night rather than a pitch night. So we got to see everyone's product in action, which felt good. Which felt more natural because we're building products after all, and every product needs an audience, and every product heavily needs feedback. So I think that gave us the opportunity to share what we think about the product or be curious about what other people are building rather than just listen to some pitches and like clap afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely. And it changes all of us to be in that room, me included. Like, I was on the panel and asking questions. I learned stuff from each of you. Even asking you the question made me think differently. People from the audience, Malik particularly, he asked some amazing product focused questions, which
Yeah.
sparked new conversations. And like every demo night, the KPI for me when we run it is what happens when all the demos have finished. What do people talk about and how long do they stay? And like 2 hours later, we're looking around going, wow, people still seem pretty happy with everything that's going on because they've all sparked into some sort of discussion and the threads that have happened from there. And you were a
That's
huge part of
great.
that.
That's an amazing North Star metric, like amount of time people spend after all demos end. Wow.
Yeah, because you
That's
don't need to be there. The
yeah.
pizza's run out or totally gone cold as it did that night. The drinks maybe aren't even available anymore or it's all done. How long do you stay past that? If you're enjoying each other's company, you stay a very long time. If it's been a badly run demo night and we've done a bad job, you stay a very short amount of time. But most of the time, it's like an hour, hour and a half after everything's finished. People are still there. But 2 hours on, we were like having to walk people out of the building at some point. It was hysterical.
Yeah.
But congratulations to you. And what's next for Flowla? What's going to happen in the next month, obviously, with the festive break and everything? Anything exciting going to be on the cards for you?
Yeah. So like we're a 2-year-old company, and we're now at the stage where we have a very clear idea of who uses our product, what value they get out of it. So we have two main very good use cases: the sales room use case and the onboarding hub use case. Sales room means you have a very nice discovery call, and then after that call you send a follow-up email, right? Hey Stu, thank you for your time. Here's a bunch of resources that I want you to look at. We turn that into a deal room. All the materials are there, and the best thing is you get to see who looks at it for how long, so that you measure intent, you prioritize deals over the other, and then you know who to multi-thread with because you're identifying all stakeholders. So that's use case number one. Use case number two is post sales. That link gets created the moment deal is closed one. Now it has all onboarding resources, the onboarding action plan. So you can use that to share information, to collect data, collect documents, to give an outline. And you can even use it as a project management tool where you're kind of collaborating on different tasks that has different due dates sent through automated reminders. So these two use cases, we now know who needs them, who uses them. Next is building a proper outbound machines. So far, we were heavily relying on inbound, which worked out quite well, to be honest. Like we were creating content. Now we are in a stage where we can be more proactive to get our product to the audience that we know likes it. And a lot of new product features heavily also relying on AI. So a lot on table for the next year. Looking forward to the festive period so that we can just take a breath, get ready, and start building again.
Fantastic. And thank you so much for being part of Demo Night. I hope to see you in a few more next year. We'll obviously continue on the second Wednesday of every month. But congratulations to you for being the People's Choice of December.
Thank you,
Right.
Steven. Thank you so much for having us here and giving us the opportunity.
See you later. Bye bye.